Alright guys, this is interview number...
250, 300?
No, 6?
Today?
Yeah. Oh, 6?
No, altogether.
Oh.
250, 300.
Really, you counted them?
Somewhere in there.
I think we, yeah.
I would say 250 to 300.
Yeah, I think so too.
Are you guys already on that level that you might also be able just to answer the others' answers already?
You know what's funny, right? We had a guy come in the other day from some Latin American company. I don't know where he was from, but he came in and he sat down and he said, "I'm gonna ask you all the questions in Spanish, and then I'll say them again in English, and you guys can answer them." You remember he asked the first question? I went, "No, it's okay. I know what you've already said." And I just answered his question.
And he speaks no Spanish.
I speak no Spanish. I just knew what he was gonna ask me.
So, one interesting thing is, like, when I heard some interviews about Mark Wahlberg talking about you guys, he was like, okay, apparently, and you also said it yourself, that you really are into this game mostly to be known as good actors, but not really for the fame.
Yeah.
At the same time, now being part of this enormous franchise, how did it actually change your perception of your job as an actor in combination with this phenomenon?
I grew up being a huge Transformers fan, and when I found out that they were looking for a girl my age, I was excited to audition, and then when I found out I got the role, I mean, I'm also a huge Michael Bay fan, and I mean, Mark's involved, and just everyone in front and behind the camera. There's so many talented people involved in this film, and I feel very lucky to be a part of it. And we are actors, and that's our passion, and everything else is really exciting, but...
Yeah, I feel like you don't need to compromise your creative integrity just because you're part of a movie franchise. You know, I think that more and more audiences are not satisfied with only spectacle. They're reaching a point now where they want to see performances in these types of films as well. And, you know, I mean, even with this film, you look at the people who are involved. Mark is great in the movie. Stanley Tucci is incredible. I mean, Kelsey Grammer is awesome in it too. Bing, who we were very lucky to have. And, you know, at the end of the day, you take whatever work you're doing and you just do the best job that you can do in it. And you put in the best performance that you can, regardless of whether it's an independent film or whether it's a big franchise. And, you know, that's the only way to go about your work. That's the only ethic that's worth having.
I mean, Nick, you also said that you're a huge fan of Michael Bay, so I understand that the way that you discovered Transformers was through Michael Bay.
Yeah.
So do you understand that when, like, some elder guys like me, for example, are still fascinated with this whole thing? I mean, do you understand this fascination with these old toys, like from the 80s?
Absolutely. I grew up with 6 brothers, and my oldest brother was obsessed with the toys. He's 31, and he loved all the toys, and the cartoon I've seen.
He's still obsessed.
He
brings around a bag of Transformers.
I've seen the cartoon, but the way I fell in love with it was through Michael Bay, and the way he brings these robots to life is incredible, honestly. And we just think he's a genius, and we feel very lucky to say that we worked with him.
Mm-hmm.
So who have you guys had the most fun? Because as a guy, I was like you, because you were also allowed to drive the cars, and that was also quite some nice car you've been driving there.
Yeah, there was a couple of really cool cars there. That rally car, god damn, that was like 700 horsepower, that car, and I didn't even have an opportunity to sit in it before we shot those scenes. So, like, it's like I'm trying to learn how to feather the clutch on this 700 horsepower tiny little car. And at the same time, Michael Bay is screaming at me to start moving. There's helicopters flying around, there's things blowing up, and I'm going, I'm just a young independent film actor.
So you see me being full of envy, but then again, also I wish you all the success that this movie definitely deserves.
Thanks, man.
Big fun.
Thank you for your original questions, dude.
Yeah.
Das ist der größte Fortschritt in der modernen Physik seit Spaltung des Atoms.
Ein seltenes Metall. Es verhält sich höchst instabil. Aus diesem Metall bestehen sie.
Hier rüber. Noch ein Stück. So einen Truck habt ihr noch nie gesehen.
Dad, du kannst nicht ständig Geld für Schrott ausgeben.
Ich glaube, das ist gar kein Truck. Ich glaube, das ist ein Transformer.
Ich frage Sie das nur einmal. Wo ist Optimus Prime?
Nach allem, was wir für sie getan haben, machen die Menschen nun Jagd auf uns. Aber ich fürchte, jetzt sind wir alle im Visier.
Was ist das?
Wer hat dich geschickt? Das ist kein Krieg. Das ist der Untergang der Menschheit.
Oh mein Gott!
Bumblebee!
Wie viele von unserer Art müssen noch geopfert werden?
Du musst uns vertrauen, Prime. Vielleicht nicht darauf, wer wir sind, aber darauf, wer wir sein können.
Ich lass meinen Dad nicht im Stich.
Wir brauchen eine neue Armee.